Wow, I'm live. You're live. We're live. Totally didn't plan on doing this, but I realized I had no video for today. So what the heck? Come on here and chat with you guys. So since nobody knew that this was going on, nobody's here. So it's just me talking to myself as per usual. Now the good thing about this is that I can usually talk to almost anybody or any camera or any inanimate object, which is what we're doing now. And yeah, so maybe want to chat about anything? I actually had some videos scheduled and written and ready to go, but just sometimes things get ahead of you, you know, and family stuff and jobs and all that kind of stuff. So it's tricky. Hey guys, what's going on? All right, here we are. Hello, hello. It's good to see you here. Carhartt steel jacket. I haven't seen anything about that yet. There, you know, I like steel cargo pants. Wore those a ton on the railroad. They were awesome. This camera's doing some funky stuff. Is it like blinking to you guys? I'm using all the built-in junk, so it's not going to look or sound exactly professional as you're used to. But the Patagonia Wild Idea boots. I think those are the bison boots that they came out with. I gotta tell you, man, the Patagonia stuff, as far as workwear goes, has really impressed me quite a bit. As a matter of fact, well, somewhere around here, I had some of their pants. I had their steel forge or iron forge cargo pants, which were pretty good. Those back pockets, though, the way they're cut, a lot of times, if you know, like if I'm working on my car and I lay down on a creeper, everything would just fall out. So if you're standing up, they're great. If you have to do anything where you're laying down for your job, just don't keep anything in your back pockets. That's all. Yeah, I know. It's probably grainy and gross, and you know, there's probably some crap on my on my camera. You know, again, I kind of set the bar sort of high, and now we're somewhere down here. But the coffee mug. Yeah, so check it out. That coffee mug has become somewhat famous, I guess. You know, if you use a sliding scale, and it was from Huckberry. It was a gift from my wife for Christmas because she couldn't figure out what to get the guy who seems to buy everything that he wants. So she found that, got it for me, and I love it. The problem is it's Japanese ceramic, so you have to like hand wash it every time you're done with it, which I'm okay with. It's fine. But I decided to include it in the video as sort of like a nod to her, like, hey, thanks for the cool coffee mug. And a lot of people have gotten them. They're expensive, though. It's a good gift, but nothing I'd buy for myself. What else we got? New watches or fountain pens? No, sadly, no. Still rocking my old Oris, and it just does it for me. Now, one thing I have tried is this little Fitbit for working out, but I kind of don't like having a watch on when I work out. You know, like a lot of times you're getting down to do push-ups. You know, your wrist is like this, and it digs in, and it's sort of it's more of a pain in the neck than anything. So I don't really like wearing a watch when I work out, and that's why it's there, not in the gym. So what else we got? Anything else good? Wow, from Miami. Man, you guys have better weather than we are. We're in the 50s today, though. The snow's starting to melt, so that's good. Moose boots? That would be awesome. I've never worn moose boots, but I have worn kudu. Kudu is tough, has a lot of cool, like, natural markings on it, and it's also soft. It's a natural, well, all leather is natural, but it's a wildly caught animal. They're not like, you know, they don't run in, like, what am I trying to say? Captivity? You know, the way, like, you know, you would have like a herd of sheep or something like that. They're wild. They're shot by hunters. So it's really cool. Moose too. Nobody herds moose. Not in their right mind, at least. Favorite pen. All right. Do I have one here? That's not really going to speak well for it if I don't have one, is it? I actually like that Pilot Precise V5. I just, you know, I mean, I have more expensive ones that I've tried, and fountain pens are cool. But for what I do most of the time, I really want something that's very sharp and can run along the side of a ruler. And those just work better than anything I've seen. But for a pencil, the Rotring, I think it's the Rotring or whatever like that, mechanical pencil, hands down, the best. Awesome stuff. See, somebody got the nice. Tom Swift got the coffee mug. Yeah, cool, right? And I actually found a great what was it? I guess it'd be considered pottery that makes custom coffee mugs. So I had thought about maybe having them do one with this new logo, which is reversed on the stamp, but when you look at it, it's reversed as well, and you can actually see that. Huh? Doesn't take much. Anyway, what else we got? Anything good? Beard oil, huh? Very cool. Russian Orthodox monastery making beard oil? That's crazy. Did you guys hear that John Petrucci, the guitar player from Dream Theater, makes beard care products now? I had no idea. I just thought he was a shredder. What do I do for workouts? Okay, it's usually all right. I've switched it up recently, but it's kind of the same stuff. I do a lot of body weight things, and I stick to the big lifts. You know what I mean? So I always just try to do push-ups, pull-ups. Pull-ups are kind of my jam. I've always loved doing pull-ups, probably like from the rock climbing days. And then I'll try to do like 30 minutes of cardio. But now I've switched it up, and I do the cardio first to kind of get the blood moving. I'm getting close to 40, and I feel that that sort of helps me kind of like ramp into the workout. You know, I mean, look, I'm no fitness model. What the hell do I know? What else we got? Muckalux. Mucklux. I never tried them. The only thing I know Mucklux from is that old Tom Waits song. What else we got? Anything? You guys are. Sunglasses review. Yeah, I want to do a full history of the aviator sunglasses. They have a pretty cool history, and it's very interesting. Sunglasses aren't nearly as old as a lot of people think they are. You know, you see them in like Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know, you see them like in Victorian times, and maybe some like really crazy people had them or something, but they weren't very common until relatively recently. So I'm doing some research on that, and yeah, there'll be more sunglasses stuff coming up, especially going into the spring summer here. Mikey, no, it's not strange. It's serendipity. You know, right place at the right time, my friend. Buzz Rickson's. I never tried any of their stuff. Reproduction stuff, if I'm not mistaken, of flight jackets and stuff like that. Really cool. I kind of prefer Eastman Leather, though. To be fair, I've never tried Buzz Rickson's, so maybe I'm totally missing out. Real McCoy's, Buzz Rickson's, and Eastman are I guess it's hard to go wrong with. Kind of different tiers there, you know what I mean? But again, hard to go wrong. What else do we have? Yeah, the Duke Cannon stuff. I've seen it. I've never tried it. Looks cool though, and I kind of like their sort of tongue-in-cheek advertising. Truman boots. A lot of people bring them up, and I've never tried them, so I might be totally missing out. But then again, I've never tried Viberg either. So look, there's a lot of brands out there, a lot of time, a lot of ground to cover. The West Coast are coming in, so I'm in no rush. You know what I mean? And I'd rather do it right. So eventually, yeah, probably. What else we got? Oh yeah, the Cool or Cole. How do you pronounce that? These brands with their crazy naming schemes kill me, because I'm from New England. You know, I speak the way we speak, and when I get some sort of Italian company or something, anything that's not like really easy and like two syllables, it confuses me. So I don't know how they're called. That wasn't what your question was, though. You were asking about if I've tried in their products. I have not, but I've heard they're great. So, you know, again, I'm totally open, and actually they've sort of been on my radar for a while now, so I do want to check them out. I just haven't had a chance yet. What else we got? T-core leather, or leather that ages quickly. If you guys give me 1 second, I have like over here on my little shelf somewhere. I don't want to take too much time to get it. I have a sample. When I was making or having my field leathers jacket made, he sent me a sample of several different types. Included in that was T-core and the regular like dyed through kind of stuff. If you're not familiar, T-core is usually dyed sort of on the outside, but the inside is left the natural color of the leather. And I love that look when it wears away. It's like denim does, you know, where it wears away the indigo, but it's leather, so it's awesome. I think T-core is so cool. What else we got? Gifts for the wife that are in line with our heritage clothing goods hobby. Man, I've struggled with this. And I've come to the conclusion that my wife simply doesn't look at, she doesn't kind of appreciate the same type of stuff that I do. And, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. we tried getting her a couple of pairs of Red Wing Heritage for women, and they fit kind of strange. And she liked the way they look, but they just didn't fit right, and ended up not going with them. I do want to get her something, you know, like Himmel is now making women's jackets and stuff. But again, I want to get her something she's actually going to use. I did get her a tote bag made from the people over at Bassiter. So it was all made to like, you know, like kind of mimic the one that she was carrying. And she liked it, but she ended up spilling water in. I was getting this big old water stain on it. And it's actually under the table right now, which is not where great leather goods should be. Yeah, okay, leather jacket stuff. Yes, Desmond R. So I don't know why I don't feel like I have to hide anything from you guys at all. So I'll tell you all about stuff I have planned. I'm a little hesitant because recently it's come to my attention that there's some people who are kind of like well, there's one guy in particular who's directly taking some content from me and my peers and like directly ripping it off. So I'm hesitant to say it, but at the same time, I'm going to do it anyway. So whether they beat me to the punch or not, maybe they do it better than I do. Who cares? Anyway, back to the kind of thing about the leather jackets. Yes, I am. And I actually got in touch with somebody who is the go-to person for repairs for brands like Goodwear Leather and Himmel and Schott, like basically the best repair person that there is. And they are going to work with me. And what we're actually going to do is sort of a restoration of a jacket and talk about how to care for them and how to the things that can be repaired and the things that can't. I really want to find like a good example of one that's really shot, really destroyed, and bring it back. You know, I think that'd be fun. Unfortunately, right now is their extremely busy time, so we're probably going to be doing that in a few months. But yes, it is on the radar. It's in the plans. It's going to happen. Oh my God, it's 3 a.m. in Japan. Well, thank you for joining me, man. That's awesome. Japan, I'll tell you, I really want to go to Japan. Not only to get some White Cloud boots, but I would love to spend a couple weeks there and really just take in the culture. Looks like an amazing place. Oh, advice on finding a girlfriend. Join a band. That's what did it for me, man. You know, you go and you play and you are the center of attention. And if you're good at what you do, you come off. Now, this I don't mean that the women are necessarily attracted to you, but you come off stage feeling like you're 10 feet tall. You know, you're like just pumped up. So you'll talk to people and you'll be jazzed and you'll just be you kind of have this like this infusion of charisma. So that's always worked for me. How many jackets do I own? Probably close to 35, 40. I'd say for almost every pair of boots that I have, I probably have a jacket. And it's not a good thing. I say that with no pride. Actually, some embarrassment there. It's too many. It's too many for any person, so it's got to get whittled down. Then again, you know, I get requests to do reviews of things, so this necessitates having quite a few more clothes than most people. Detroit jackets. First of all, Dougie Fresh, you just yelled Detroit jackets. That's not a question. But check this out. I'm actually working with the Carhartt historian, really cool guy, to do a video on Detroit jackets. The one that I have, the one that Matthew McConaughey wore in the movie Interstellar, their new model, which is different, and kind of the whole thing between it. There's a lot of different models. The one that I think that was in Interstellar was kind of a rare one. It was the J001, but has to be the made in Mexico version, made of their sandstone duck fabric. So that was like the specific one for there. So their sandstone fabric is sort of washed and it's more comfortable, whereas their normal duck fabric is very stiff out of the box. So anybody who's worn any Carhartt, you know that. And that was that model. And they're selling for like $300 or $400 on eBay. It's crazy. One of the best jackets they ever made, though. I think that the Carhartt Detroit jacket, the original one, which is the one I like actually better, with the little side adjusters, you know, kind of like you'd see on a leather jacket, is one of the most iconic jackets for workwear that's out there. And mine was on my back all through my apprenticeship, and I still have it. Awesome, awesome piece. So you yelled Detroit jackets, but it was a good one. It's okay. Now I lost my place. Solid colognes from Duke Cannon. Cool. Yeah. I've been using the same cologne for a long time. I don't always wear it, but that City on Fire from Imaginary Authors is incredible. I also like Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, but they're both pretty bold. So, when you're like, when you enter a room and your cologne enters before you, it could be tricky. What else we got? Pinky horse butt. Yep. Do you get the weird lint stockpile at the end of your boots from socks? I don't know how to clean them aside from blowing air into them. I never had that, but start collecting it and maybe you can make a whole other pair of socks. Hey, from Finland, right on, man. Finland, you guys know how to make awesome metal. So many great bands from Finland. Probably the one everybody knows is His Infernal Majesty. They had that hit, Wings of... I think that their song, Killing Loneliness, was like Finland's like #1 song for like a record amount of weeks. So Finland's badass. What else we got here? All right, the Lofgren boots. Yeah, they're a pain to put on, and because of that, I don't wear them as much as I would like to. They're breaking in, but like it's that horse hide is tough, man. And I really had hoped that I would have gotten further breaking them in, but it's just like when you got to go somewhere, especially now with the kids, it's like a whirlwind. So I don't have time to sit down and like take 15 minutes to put my boots on. It's gotten better, but still, I throw on whatever's by the door. And a lot of times that's not the Lofgrens, unfortunately. Love those boots though. Traveler's Notebook. I've never heard of that brand. I will look into it though. One of the brands that I've been pretty jazzed on lately, I keep losing my place. I'm sorry about this, guys. One of the brands I've been jazzed on lately is this Colonel Littleton. And you guys have brought it up for a long time. People have asked, have you checked out Colonel Littleton? And I did a while back, like maybe a year ago. And I remember thinking their stuff was a little too kind of Western for my style. Then I looked back and either they redesigned some things or my taste changed, which is entirely possible. And their new stuff, I was really, really impressed with. So I might be getting some of their stuff. We'll see. I mean, I budget for this kind of thing and we'll see what happens. I try to break it up too. So it's not like boot, 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 boot. It's like boot, jacket, leather bag, whatever I'm interested in, whatever you guys want to see. It's very organic and not very formulaic. I just try to diversify. That's all. Oh, cool. The Satchel and Page bomber jacket brought you to this channel. Welcome. First of all, the Satchel and Page bomber jacket is actually hanging up right there. Next to it is the Freenote cloth. There's a thing of Tampax. That's not mine. I swear. And I brought it out because I hadn't worn it in a while. And I wore it the other day and I'm like, it's a great jacket. Why don't I wear this more? But again, it's a bit of a spoil of riches, I suppose. I'm not good at this thing. How do I get back to where I was? I'm sorry if I skipped down some of you guys here. Brands have extended sizes. Yeah, I know, man. And if you're tall or just a bigger guy, it can be difficult to find. And I'm sorry that I don't know many. I do know, again, I know it's going to sound weird because I keep mentioning them. Carhartt always has big and tall stuff, which is good. But, that's workwear. And if you're not looking for workwear, it might be kind of difficult. How do I feel about Wolverine? I had their 1,000-mile boots. They were nice, but I sold them for something else. And they were nice. Don't get me wrong. But I really wasn't blown away. But I understand that they have like a whole other line, which are more hiker / like serious work, which it might be worth looking into. Ooh, what goods am I hoping to pass down to my kids? Well, I have a boy and a girl. My daughter's 2 years older than my boy. So I'm not sure my daughter's going to want any of my stuff. I mean, maybe if I have a leather jacket, but look, I'm like a 44-inch chest and I don't, think any of my stuff is going to fit her. So, my wife's smaller than I am, and if she follows that trend, she won't be a big person. Anyway, some of the luggage and stuff like that, she could totally rock. I mean, briefcases, duffel bags, things like that. She could totally use, and I would love to pass those on. My son, I think of more for this kind of stuff, with wool and leather. If you take care of it, it'll last for a long time. So I hope to pass on to him my father's Filson Mackinac Cruiser. It's not exactly rare, but it has some meaning. Some of my custom stuff, if it fits him, if he has my proportions, it'd be really cool. And boots and shoes. I don't know. Is it kind of weird to wear like old shoes? I know there's a lot of people who like the secondhand stuff. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to him, and I wouldn't really be offended. If he doesn't want it, I'll just be buried in it. I don't know. All right, what else we got? Origin Maine, yeah, I think they're cool. I like what they're doing, and I didn't realize that the denim community doesn't really like them at all. And I think it's sort of this like macho, right wing kind of thing they have going on, which some people aren't into. I get it, that's fine. I guess if there was a company that did the opposite, maybe you wouldn't really be into them. I like to think of a brand for what they make, though. That kind of thing might not be my cup of tea either, but they're making some nice stuff. Their factory jeans are great. The Delta 68s are a bit slim for me. I like their factory jeans, and I like their bison boots. My mistake with getting those was the Ripple sole, which I ordered them with. I probably should have gotten a regular sole because that Ripple it's a weird feel. I can't get used to it. What I used to care for the engineer boots, I haven't done anything yet because I haven't worn them enough to really warrant it. It'd be Smith's leather bomb though. That's what I would use. All right, what do we got? Germany, man, this is so cool. The fact that I'm here talking to you guys, and we have people from Finland and Japan and Germany, blows my mind, and it's so cool. So thank you for being here and welcome, and it's an honor to talk to you. Yeah, those Tacova zip boots are so cool. I got 2 pairs, gave one to my father-in-law. He's the same shoe size as I am, and he wears them all the time. And he's trying to get my other pair, but I'm not gonna give them to him because I like them, especially for the summertime. Love them. Matching leather boots and jackets. Don't stress too much about it. A lot of people like to go real matchy. And if you look at any of these like style guides or whatever, they always talk about matching your belt and your shoes. In my opinion, don't get too fussy with that kind of thing. I mean, there's no way that I would not wear a jacket that I wanted to wear because it didn't match my shoes. Number one, very few people are actually paying attention to such thing. The influencers on Instagram, they might be the only ones who might give you a hard time about it. But in normal, real life, you're going to be probably better dressed than most people out there. So I wouldn't worry about it all that much. And I think that's something that's really important. One of the things that really drove me away from the whole like dapper community is they would pick apart every last thing. Oh, they don't have exactly a 1/4 inch of sleeve coming down below the cuff. Their lapel is slightly too big for their tie. Who gives a rat's ass? Really? It depends on where you're going, Where are you going? Who are you meeting up with? Are you living life in those clothes? Those are much more important questions to me. And I'm not harping on you, man. I mean, this is just something that brought up something that you can tell I'm pretty fiery about. But don't worry about it too much. If you wear brown shoes with a black jacket, but those are your 2 favorite things, do it, and nobody's going to care. If you do happen to match and they're within the same hue, that's all, like reddish brown with reddish brown, like my Lofgren engineers match my Himmel jacket almost perfectly, but I'm not going to only wear those 2 together. So don't get too fussy. The fact of the matter is that very few people are actually paying attention, sadly enough. You work right next to the Carhartt HQ. I was there in 2019, and it was so cool. They have like all these mannequins wearing stuff that they've either had in their archives or whatever, like the old bibs and the old jackets and all that stuff. And I got to tell you guys, man, they have been the best company as far as like resources. So when I ask questions about something, like I said, I asked about the Detroit jacket. They they are so open about sharing information, and they have a historian who just works on unearthing Carhartt stuff, and they've been so great and transparent with their information, so I could put it in my videos, like the one about the camo and the heritage collection. Um, they let me pass it on to you, and they never ask for anything in return. They never like want me to, you know, do this kind of post or that kind of post, or like tit for tat kind of thing. They have been just the best company to get to know. Really great people over there. Fellow electrician Keith Weir, what's up, buddy? Fellow Sparky. Ahmad from Instagram, what's up, man? I talked to you over there, and now I'm talking to you here. And I'm sorry if some of you who have talked with me in DMs on Instagram. So this is kind of the way it works. On the weekends, my wife will take the kids to the in-laws or to Costco or something like that and give me a chance to make videos. Today I didn't have a video to make. I recorded 2, and then I came downstairs and I said, man, I have nothing. I have nothing to put out. And I try to do 2 every week. If I can't do it, I can't do it, but I've been pretty consistent. So I said, what the hell? I haven't done a live stream in a while. So it's cool to see some people come over from Instagram. So Shell Cordovan or Cordovan, people give me a hard time about that too. Like it actually matters how you pronounce it, really. To me, looks too perfect and almost plasticky. Other people love it. I think it looks great on dress shoes because you can really polish them up. But the real value in Shell Cordovan, and I saw it being made at Horween. It's up on the top floor. The way they have things laid out there is crazy. The real value in it is being able to find an old pair of shoes or boots, which somebody maybe doesn't know what they have, and being able to restore them to basically looking brand new. So that leather lasts pretty much forever, but it doesn't really crease. And those are the kind of things that I like. So if you like the more, they kind of always stay new, and there's not really a lot of texture or grain to them, maybe Shell Cordovan is the leather for you, though it is expensive. Okay, so for a first leather jacket, there we go. Ron Wang for a first leather jacket. This is a question that I asked Dave Himmel, and he gave me a very long answer, if you've ever watched that video. And it didn't really get to the core of it. And maybe it was unfair of me to ask somebody who has their own leather jacket company what they would recommend for a leather jacket, because any good businessman would tell you, get mine, save up and buy mine. So that was kind of his idea. I would suggest going secondhand, first of all, because the entry point as far as price goes for leather jackets is very expensive. It's easy to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a leather jacket. But find a brand like Arrow, like Vanson, like Schott, those more household names, and get something secondhand. That way you can try it out. You can see how it feels. You can see what you like and what you don't like, and you're not heavily invested monetarily in your purchase. You could also have sleeves shortened, so don't let that scare you away. You can have things adjusted. You could have liners replaced. If it has a fur collar or if it has rib knit cuffs, all those things can be replaced. So don't be too scared if something looks a little beat up. That would be my suggestion. Just try to get it for, the cheapest amount you can. Don't spend too much, and learn what you like. And then when you have sort of an idea, you can order that great leather jacket that you've always wanted, and maybe while you're getting used to what you like, you can save up for it. That's my suggestion. Unless you have the scratch, just go out there and go custom right away. If you have $2,500, just order what you want to be made for you. It's a heavy investment though. Absolutely. Oh, you bought some JK boots? I don't even know how to say your name. E-Rend. It's like 3 E's to R-E-N. Yeah, the Dogger heel boots. So check this out. When I first bought my Knicks, I ordered them with a block heel. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try that Dogger heel, which from what I understand, they don't offer anymore. Maybe somebody could correct me if that's not true. And I love them now. Dogger heels, woodsman heels, sort of basically a less extreme Cuban heel is my jam. I love it. And when you think about the way your foot kicks forward, a block heel is coming out at a 90-degree angle. It will contact the ground first. I tend to know, or tend to feel like I have a more proper gait when I walk with a heel that's a little bit more tapered. All right. Marlena is my one female follower. That's awesome. I see that 1%, and I always wondered who you were, and it's you. And maybe my mom. Saddleback leather. Look, I did a video about saddleback leather probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it was all about, I was really kind of upset because of their price hike that they did overnight. Saddleback kind of creeps me out a little bit. Totally being just transparent here. They're a little weird with like their very religious kind of thing. Super religious people make me uneasy. That's just me. I don't like the fact that they did that sort of overnight price increase. That just felt a little underhanded to me. That being said, I know people have their stuff and really like it. So, hey, you know what? If you're gonna buy it, I hold no grudges. My wife is texting me, so you're gonna have to wait 1 second. So I'm probably gonna have to wrap this up shortly. I'm gonna try to make it through the rest of the questions, though. Thank you for being with me here on this surprise live stream. It's a surprise to me too. Blundstones, I have them. I don't like it because I have a tall instep, which is the top part of your foot, and it pushes against there, and it really hurts at the end of the day. So I have them. I'll probably clean them up and sell them. If you want a pair of Blundstones, I got a deal for you. Satchel and Page counselor bag. You love it. Would love a longer/thicker shoulder strap. Yes. If you're not too concerned about it matching perfectly, have somebody make you one. I know right now, Baker's is having a special on 60-inch straps of their bridle leather. It's thick. It's the stuff that K&H Leather made that bully belt out of. It's thick and it's very, very substantial. That might make a great leather strap. And you could buy that strap for $35 with no hardware, and then actually go ahead and you could have somebody make buckles for the end of it if you wanted to. Send it off to a leather maker of your choice and have them do one of those. That'd be really cool. Okay, what else we got here? Spring summer evenings jacket, lightweight unlined cotton sort of thing. Yeah, okay, so you could do that. I would ask more what your usage is. That Detroit jacket, I think, would be great for that. If you want something a little more dressed up, the first place my mind went to is the Articles of Style Shacket. That's more expensive, though. And to be honest with you, I think it's a bit overpriced, but it's a more formal option if you want. What else we got? Yeah, why? Okay, Chris, I don't know why people give us a hard time about cleaning up. My crews always clean up. But I've heard that, so it must mean that electricians across the country don't clean up after themselves. So if you're watching, wherever the camera is, clean up after your job sites. We're giving us a bad name. What else we got? Simmons Built. I've heard good things. I've heard really good things, as a matter of fact. And they have some Ironheart collaborations, which look fantastic. So I would like to try them out for myself. I am intrigued as well. Tom Swift struggled to find good fitting 100% wool flannels. Icebreaker Lodge shirt is all he's found that's worked. A few others are limited. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of wool blends. Try the brand Duckworth. Newer brand out of Montana, using USA made, USA sheep from Montana, USA made, or USA mills, and then being sewn in the USA and sold. 100% USA pipeline. Pretty cool stuff. Duckworth, I just got one of their shirts and just recorded the talking part of the video. So if you want to hold off for a little bit, that's cool. I tried the Sawtooth. They also have one called the Snowcrest. So go and check those two out. Very cool stuff. Oh, Will Byrne gave me €5. Yeah, you're awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go to Europe to spend euros, though. Yeah, Vidalia Mills took over the Cone. Yes, I did hear about that, and I really want to know more. So I'm digging a bit deeper into the whole Vidalia Mills thing, especially because I did that video on Cone Mills when they closed, which was a little over dramatic. The video was, so I'd like to make that a little bit better. My first step to buying and wearing quality. So, yeah. All right. So, Marcus, check this out. This is what's crazy about this. I was in my work van and I was searching for the best work pants, and I kept on finding a bunch of ads. And I wanted to know what the best damn work pants were. I'd been wearing the same ones for a long time, wanted to change it up, and couldn't find anything. So just started doing my own research, and I really wanted to find the brands that were similar to Snap-on tools as compared to Husky and other brands. Snap-on, if you're not familiar, in my opinion, is just they just seem to be the best. Like they're expensive, but they're the best, and you have them forever. These are the kind of tools that are passed on from generation to generation. I want to find the equivalent of that in clothing. So that set me down the path, which led me to Knicks and buying my first pair of Knicks, and hence getting heavily into the boot thing. Crazy. That's sort of the start. Having a hard time choosing between a half belt cafe race and a cafe racer. Cafe racers. Okay, see how I have like no neck? If you have like no neck like this, cafe racers can sometimes be a pain in the neck because that little tab collar just rests here on your chin all day long, and it's a pain in the neck. If you're taller and have a longer neck, if you're not like me, then that might be a better look for you. Now they're good because when you do actually ride, if you indeed do ride a motorcycle, buttoning up that strap collar keeps all the wind off you, which is nice. You don't have the collar coming down and then it's flipping up on you. It's meant for that. So that's great. But in casual use, it can be kind of a pain in the neck because, yeah, unintended pun there. So my vote would be half belt for casual, cafe racer if you're actually going to be using it. Okay. Alden Colorate number boots, perforated cap toes that. Yeah. And the Colorate, the burgundy Colorate is one of the best out there. So it's odd. And if you don't know the nomenclature, nobody knows what color number 8 is. But color number 8, Chrome Excel, is one of my favorite colors. Absolutely. Okay, better first investment. Coat that's very versatile, covers your bases. Or a coat that may not be as versatile, but is a style that you have a deep love for. That's a head scratcher right there, man. I don't have much more hair left. You're going to make me scratch the rest of it off trying to figure out the answer to this. I would say go with the one you have a deep love for. There's nothing like the feeling of putting on a jacket that you really love. It's something that the other day I had to take my kids for a drive. We were going about 45 minutes away, and I wanted to wear my Field Leather's leather jacket because when I put it on, everything about it, when I bend and I hear that creak of the leather, it does something for me. I love it. Any chance I get to use that jacket, I will. And I tend to wear that one more because of the feelings that I have for it. And I know I tend to anthropomorphize, clothing. I guess that comes with a love of anything. So go with the one that you really love. Go with your heart. That's what I say. Yeah, real McCoys and real McCoys only for the rest of your life. If you can fit into real McCoys, I can't. If you can, and you have that sort of build, go for it. Great brand, great stuff. And they own several other companies. So they own Buco and what's the other one? Their Western one. So you can kind of stay under that real McCoy's umbrella and get a bunch of different stuff. So that's go for it, man. Absolutely. Yeah, 100% wool flannels, really tricky. And even the ones like this one from Duckworth, it is full cut. But getting something tailored is not that expensive. So starting bigger and tailoring smaller is much easier than trying to let something out unless you have a lot of seam allowance, which a lot of companies won't build into their clothes. It's just cheaper to build them closer. Ricardo Lopez, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Let's see. Choose between wearing boots casually versus sneakers. Boots all the time. The only time I wear sneakers is when I'm in the gym, running, something like that. I even started wearing boots on my bicycle just because I like the padded ankle support. And sneakers might be better, but I do like the way that boots are stiffer on the pedals. And I'm new at biking, but I really enjoy it, and so that's kind of the deal. Yeah, I'm with you, Jonathan, as far as, real McCoy's not fitting. It's tough, man. You know, I mean, like, if you're built like me, or if you're built, maybe taller or bigger, a lot of this stuff won't fit you, and like Dave Himmel said in our interview, a lot of times the vintage stuff won't either because people in general have been growing bigger and not just around the midsection. People are generally taller now than they were ever before. Have you ever gone to an old house and see how narrow the hallways were and how small the rooms were? Now, again, that maybe isn't because of their stature. It's just sort of the way they built things. But the house I'm in right now, my house is from the late 1800s. And the original part of the house is much smaller as far as the rooms and the stairwells and everything. Everything was smaller back then, even the people. So I hear you. Size difference between the Nix Builder Pro and the Urban Loggers. Well, they're different lasts, so it's going to feel a little bit different. Size, though, I went the exact same size, and it wasn't a problem. Then again, I did the fit sheet in the beginning, so they build everything to that last. And Nix has like a library of lasts that they'll pick from. So when you have one made with your fit sheet, they keep yours on file, which is pretty cool. I hope to go there one day to see this in person. Chris, yeah, no, it's not all electricians, not mine at least. Some of them probably do. I don't know what to tell you. Will, what's up, buddy? Oh, you're in France. Cool. So we got like that's a lot of Germany, Finland, France, Japan. Awesome. So glad to talk to you guys. Okay, the N1 duck jacket. Deck jacket. My apologies. I wanted to do a video on that this year. And I wanted to get one of the alpaca lined deck jackets to do a video on this year. But, I've got to keep in mind what time of year it is. So I just did the one on the parka. We're going to start getting into spring, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do a video on that. Yeah, why? I like to dig into the history of something and then talk about how it kind of got to where it is now. So I think that might be something for 2021. Plus, I'm really feeling guilty about buying more stuff before I sell things. And I would love to be able to sell things to people who want it. So it's going to be a weird kind of mashup of like, am I your size? If so, how do we do it? Like not include eBay, and like have them take their cut and everything. It's just not worth it. I'd rather be able to sell it to somebody for like a very good price directly. So I don't really know how to do that. If you have any ideas, let me know because I have a lot of stuff. Dry Duck versus Carhartt. Yeah, a lot of people have recommended comparing those two, and I would really like to. To end the 50s bad boy greaser wardrobe, is it ageless? Well, my brother-in-law would argue that it's not, and I've seen a lot of guys pull it off. You have to be like committed to it. You know what I mean? A lot of people I know around here, they drive a car from the 50s. They dress in 50s styles. They have 50s style tattoos, and they're some of the coolest people out there. They listen to rockabilly basically like exclusively. And it's a pretty cool little subculture. I dig it. I just think you got to like commit because you can't have like a whole greaser outfit and then like Jordans. This doesn't work. So, my own 2 cents. What motorcycle do I ride? I had 2. I've had many over the years, but recently I sold my Street Glide. Bought that when my wife and I were dating and she wanted to do more riding. But the one that I've had the longest and currently have is a 1999 Harley Dynaglide, which was sort of my first like expensive bike. Before that, I had Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha. I also had a Triumph. But this one, there was something about it. It just had a certain attitude to it. It just seemed like it had like an angry attitude to it. And I still have it. And I don't ride as much as I used to. If I'm going to do something, I like to do it with the family. So I'm trying to get my car done because that's a 4-door. It's a 64.5 Mustang, which was my father's, which was parked in a garage for a long, long time. Raccoons got at the inside, ate the interior. The engine and trans was seized. There were holes in the floor. And actually looking back at it now, I probably wouldn't have taken on the project because it was expensive to restore. but it'll be worth it. The engine is built, the transmission's here, the rear axle is done. I've done a lot of the body work, just have to do a lot of the swapping. Swapped out the whole wiring harness. There's only so many hours in the day, so I'm trying to work on that, and I want to do something that can do with my whole family. It just kind of seems lame to be like, hey, peace out, wife and kids, on a nice Sunday afternoon. I'm taking off my motorcycle. That's not me. I want to hang out with them. Alex from Portugal, what's up, buddy? What else we got? Dude, Andy Mendez retracted his message. I don't know what it was. Hopefully I already answered it and I wasn't like being a pain in the neck. Best value for the money in clothing and footwear. Oh. Footwear, Jim Green blows me away with their prices. I don't know how they're doing it. They pay 100% of the shoemaking wage in South Africa and provide an incredible product. Jim Green's kick ass. Yeah, big and tall selvage. I don't know. Maybe one of my friends out here who's more into the denim community than I am can help. Ask Thomas from Denim Hunters. He is very in tune to that kind of thing. That's who I would check out. Or go custom with a company like Via Piana Custom Denim. Won't cost you that much more either. You'd be surprised. You'll have something that's made for you. Yeah, I would definitely check out some Finnish military surplus. What's cool too is, and you got to be careful here because when you look back at military history, there's a lot of people who are heavily into it and are happy to correct you if you're wrong. So I got to be careful because you have to be respectful as well because of the men and women who have served in the armed forces across the world. That being said, it's fascinating and I would love to do more stuff about it. And it's really cool. Go on to Eastman Leather and they have some vintage British models. I think they have some French models as well. Of course, they have the American stuff and German, I think. And you look at the way they all did stuff. So if you've been following this channel for any time at all, you may know that I have lusted after a B-3 bomber for a long time and just haven't gotten one yet. Really, really think they're just so cool. And I was on Eastman and I was just poking around because they have these like perfect reproductions of these early bomber jackets. And they have one, I think it was actually a French jacket, which used a certain type of sheep's wool on the inside that was sort of curly, not very like nappy, but more loose curls. And it looked beautiful. I didn't even know that it was out there. And to me, it almost looks better than a B-3. So sometimes you don't realize what's out there until you look at other countries' military history. So cool. Denmark. I am a part Dane. So fist bump right there. Netherlands. How's it going? Whoa. Okay. You stop that. I know my computer's doing something crazy. Yeah. Okay. So the Filson shirt jack in military plaid, the one I have, right? Here. This is the one that he's talking about, he's referring to. So the situation with this jacket is, as soon as I saw it, I thought it was a great design, so I bought it. I've worn it quite a bit. I like it. But it's one of those color combinations that they just got right. And on Instagram, I posted up somebody was selling one of those, and the bids were already up to like $500. Now, originally these are like $299, $275, something like that. And just because of the rarity of it, they definitely nailed that color combo. The problem is, as a jacket, it's sort of I think that the Mackinac Cruiser is a better jacket overall. The pocket placement on the shirt jack is kind of weird. They got it into the side seams. So the side seams go right down the side of the jacket, of course. And so the pockets are far back, not very comfortable. But the jacket itself is pretty cool. And shirt jacket is not. It's full jacket. Nobody's wearing that as a shirt or could even confuse it with a shirt. I don't know why they called it that. Kind of crazy. All right, Poshmark. Maybe I'll have to check out Poshmark to sell some of this stuff. Lululemon. Yeah, no, I'm familiar. My wife has a lot of Lululemon as well. Cool, man. All right, Jordan. It doesn't, you know what? If you may know or not, I don't like the gatekeeping of the whole workwear thing. If you like workwear and the heritage style and stuff, don't care where you live, if you're in the city, if you're in the country, if you're in the desert, it's all about the love of that sort of durable feel. And, I think it's more important that you wear what you actually like. So I'm psyched that I got you into it. And I hope that you're enjoying the hobby. It's a lot of fun. Um, what's the best mid-range leather jacket to get quality without going broke? Um, I mean, Shot is really good for that kind of thing. If you're talking $500 or $600, they offer a decent product. The other thing is that I mean, I keep going back to Field Leathers, but you can get them to make you a Badalassi Carlo jacket, I believe, for under $1,000. Now that is still $1,000, but whatever. The other company that I want to talk about and just started kind of looking into is a company called Gold Top England. They offer heritage-inspired military motorcycle leather goods. They look really cool, very affordable, and a little bit different. So if you don't want the Shot kind of look, and you want something that's a little bit maybe more British inspired, check out Gold Top. It was only thanks to you guys that I found them. Seriously, you guys have turned me on to more brands that I could ever have found on my own. So really, really appreciate it. Check them out, Gold Top. No, Mike Gallo, you're the man. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Norfolk, cool. Right on. Favorite pizza place in New Haven? People will argue until their last breath that Pepe's is the best pizza around, even better than New York. I don't think so, though. I think it's good, but if we can go outside of New Haven, if I may, there's a place in Litchfield called Bohemian Pizza, and they, in my opinion, are the best pizza I've ever had. It's amazing, really cool. And they have a big fire pit out back, super cool. Oh, the buying salvage video. Okay, so that the buying salvage denim video is what Alex is referring to here. The one where I talked to myself back and forth. That was kind of done on like a lark. I didn't think I was really going to actually make anything of it. And looking back, I kind of wish I had nailed the focus a little bit better and not had the mic close to my leather jacket so you can hear my beard scratching against it. But it was funny and it was enjoyable. And I like to do that kind of thing on this channel just because, like, look, why keep it so serious all of a sudden or all the time and focus on SEO and all those hardcore things. We're here to have a good time. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. What's the best ice cream flavor? The one that you're having right then. No, actually, cookies and cream. I'll go with that. There's a Greek here as well. Hey, cool. Greek. Dude, I can't believe all the people across the world. How cool. Thinking about buying a Red Wing Mach-Toe 877. I have not tried them. I've heard good things. Northern Republic had them for a little while, and I guess they sold out. And from what I understand, they're actually kind of difficult to get right now. And I believe the 877 is the 8-inch tall Mach-Toe with the segment of leather kind of goes all the way across the face of the boot. And they're good-looking boots. They really are. I have not tried them, though. I think they look a little goofy in the big sizes, though. Just my 2 cents. Where would I go shopping for vintage leather jackets? Only 17 and would love to have them, but I can't afford a new one. I would go, look, eBay is the way to cast the widest net. I would go on eBay and I would look for some lesser known brands. Start searching with search for things like horsehide leather jacket and exclude brand names. You'd be surprised what'll pop up. You may find some of the old like Eddie Bauer kind of things. Brands that maybe you didn't realize made leather jackets, but actually did and had better products back in the day. That's where I would start. Yeah, so Filson in the UK is very expensive as well. Yeah, I know. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Filson. I love some of their stuff, and some of it I just feel is just severely overpriced and borderline price gouging. But they make some good stuff too, so it's hard to judge. The French jacket, Napa leather, B3. Yes. Okay, Andy Mendez, thank you for the information on that. Yeah, I was really blown away when I saw that French bomber. So cool. Bronson Manufacturing. Never heard of that one, but I'm gonna have to write that down because, again, that's how I find so much cool stuff. Thank you. Typical T-Rex. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Love your username. That's awesome. Can I send the link to the store to you in Facebook or Instagram? Yes, Instagram, please. Facebook, I'm almost never on, and if you've sent any messages to me on there, chances are they're just sitting there in the messenger thing. Facebook makes me nervous, so I don't use it that much. And I know Instagram is owned by Facebook, blah blah blah. If I have to choose one, though, it's Instagram. So please, yeah, send it to me there. That'd be cool. And anybody, if you ever have any ideas or thoughts or something you'd like to see, let me know, because that's how these videos get made. Is people telling me what they want to see, you know? Yeah, so Field Leathers discontinued the Battle Assy because everybody was using Shinky, but you can still get it. Now, Greg Field is now out like 8 months for a jacket. And I'm not saying that's because of me, but I'm saying that you guys ordered enough of these things that it really set him back a while. So if you want one for next year, think about that now. Oh, Dems from Germany. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Don't let my wife find Poshmark. All right, I'll try to hide it from her. Marcus, I have 2 kids, a son and a daughter. Any new Taylor Stitch items? I gotta tell you, man, I've been looking at their stuff lately, and nothing has caught my eye. Every now and then, Taylor Stitch goes through like a lull, but their big thing has always been their designs and their colors. You know, like they've had plenty of pieces where I'm like, man, that looks incredible, and I've just had to get it. You know, but recently, no, I haven't found much, and I have looked. Kyle Brewer, yes, you can ask questions if you would like. I'm going to talk to you guys until my wife comes home. I've been here for about an hour now, so when the wife and kids come home, party's over. Sorry. Bag reviews, yes. I spoke earlier about Colonel Littleton. That's probably going to be the next bag review. I also have the Nutsack Jones 13, which is their new leather bag, and I want to use it a little bit more before I give my review on it, but that's coming as well. Okay. Should you buy logger boots? So logger boots, if you're not familiar, have a taller heel if you're not used to that feeling. Now loggers, they wear those for a reason. I tend to like a little bit higher heel because when you're up on like an extension ladder, and you only have one rung, you know, typical A-frame ladders have a flat rung on them. Extension ladders tend to have a round one. I like the feeling of locking your heel in. There have been plenty of times I've had to go up an extension ladder with, you know, say my tools, and a light fixture in one hand, and you rely on feeling that rung with your boots. So that's why I like them. So your usage may vary, and I would suggest trying something with a taller heel that's cheaper before you jump full on into logger boots, just to see if you like it. What jewelry do I wear and think a man can pull off? I always thought that your jewelry should sort of match your stature. So I'm kind of a wider guy, you know what I mean? Like, um, I'm only like 5'8", but you know, like I'm kind of like broad. And so I have, you know, wide wrists and, you know, kind of bigger fingers and stuff. So I always try to get jewelry that's a little bit chunkier. Um, I usually am wearing my watch. I'm not right now, and I like to wear rings that are a little bit chunkier. I think they look kind of, they sort of fit your stature a little bit more. If you wear something really thin, it just looks a little bit too dainty. So I always think that, you know, when it comes to buying something or accessorizing, get something that matches your size. You know, my wrists are really wide. So if I wear like a 40 millimeter watch, it tends to look really, really small, which was the style back in the day. I mean, guys wore really small watches, like 38 millimeter, 36 millimeter. But a 42 is probably like the sweet spot for me. And same thing with rings and stuff. I think it's always good to try to figure out what matches your scale and keep that proportion. What else do we have here? Have I thought about doing a review on the Urban Shepherd boots? From Luxembourg. Very cool. Um, yeah, you know, I saw those and it was cool. What turned me off from Urban Shepherd is they had like that $100 upcharge for that distressing that they do, which was called something like fire or flame distressing or something. I'm not going to pay $100 for a surface treatment. That turned me off from them, and I haven't looked back, to be fair. Maybe I owe them another look. So Carhartt work in progress, Philip is asking, is not a true Carhartt product. It's actually sort of like their European variant, which I believe was inspired by the Japanese market. And I'm pretty sure that they're using the Carhartt name, but it's really designed and built by just a completely different group of factories and stuff. Definitely the more fashion focused group. But you can find some cool stuff there, but expect to pay a lot for it. To me, though, and this is just my 2 cents, I think of Carhartt and I think of the stuff that's been protecting my butt for a long time. And I don't, if I want fashion, I'll go to something else. If I see Carhartt, I want it to be workwear and I want it to be durable, allow me to do my work, have pockets where I need them, all that stuff. If I wanted something that just looked good but didn't allow me to move, I would buy something from Taylor Stitch. You know what I mean? And I would pay a lot for it. And it's kind of the same deal. So Carhartt work in progress. Occasionally they'll have stuff that's really cool, like different patterns and or different takes on something like a chore coat. But for the most part, I stay away. I like the original OG kind of Carhartt stuff. What else do we have here? Hey, from Belgium, what's going on? My watch collection, Armin, has dwindled quite a bit. I have a Timex Weekender. I have my Oris, of course, which is what I wear almost all the time. I have a Squale. It's sort of like a Submariner homage watch that I haven't worn in a long time. And what else do I have? It's been a long time since I've gone up there and looked. Oh, I have an Orient Mako, which again I haven't worn in a long time. I got this Oris, and that's like totally done it for me. I wish that boots were the same way. Save me a lot of money. Wax the stash. Wax Keith Weir, wax the stash, handlebar or shave it off. I don't know what is that a question for you or for me? I don't know, man. You know, I mean, it depends on who you are. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis could pull off a mighty mustache and look great. Maybe I don't know, man. You know, like the whole like waxing and like twisting and moving around, just it feels a bit affected for me, you know. But that's just me, you know. If you can do it and you can rock it, go for it. I don't know if that's a question or not. Nick Crimp from Cleveland. Thanks for the awesome content. Enjoying your audience. Love these chats. Yeah, man. You know, it's cool. And it's always good to like be able to talk to you guys. So I appreciate it. That text was my mother telling me that I remind her of Stanley Tucci. Okay, thanks, Ma. Appreciate it. Her own son reminds her of somebody else. Not that guy reminds me of my son. Think about how she put that. It tells you a lot about her priorities, doesn't it? Okay. So the goal of the channel this year. GA, that's a good question. You know, because I did that video, which a lot of people accused as clickbait. Maybe it was about, you know, everything's got to end sometime. And my whole point wasn't really alluding to the channel ending sometime. It was more of the old way of thinking of this as a hobby and the new way of thinking of it as a business and something that I have to take a little bit more seriously. That shift. So the end of the old and the beginning of the new. This has started to sort of take on a life of its own. It began as a fun little hobby and an experiment, but I've gotten to know people and you guys and chatting and in the comment section and emails and stuff, and it started to take on a life of its own. And I really would like to bring it to the next level. And by that, I don't mean advertising or any of that stuff. What I mean is being of service to more people. So that's why I started to do like the interviews with people about their professions, provide some information that I wanted. And that's how almost everything has been made. It's like either somebody tells me they want to see it or it's something that I've always wanted to see. And I have ignored, you know, like SEO and trends almost completely, probably to my detriment. If I had paid attention to that stuff, maybe it would have taken off or whatever. But I suppose taking a better and more serious look at some of the more nitty-gritty things that I've neglected to this point to be able to push the channel forward and hopefully grow it to the point where I have a real decision to make. Am I going to do this full time, or am I going to continue on the trades path? And that'll be an interesting choice to make. Family's home, guys. I am so sorry I have to cut this a little bit short. If there's anything that you guys want to ask, my email is info@carlmurawski.com, or ask me on Instagram, whatever. I've been able to spend the last hour with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to spend it with me. But right now, dad duty calls, so that's what I gotta go do. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I didn't have an upload for you this Sunday, but you're the best. You guys are the best out there. How do I end this? Where's the end button? Okay, there it is. Take care, guys. Thank you.